Good evening, folks. Welcome to New London News and Events for Monday, February 26th. I'm your host, Steve. Up next, I'll have a full report from this evening's Village Council meeting and a few dates to mark on your calendar. Don't go away. Coming up next, the Village Council meeting. During this evening's council meeting, council heard a complaint from Marvin McAllister regarding noise from a commercial truck operating an auxiliary power unit while parked over the weekend. After discussion by Police Chief Hicks and Council, it was determined to not be a violation of the wording in current ordinances, also taking into consideration that the property is zoned commercial. Council may revisit if it becomes a chronic issue. Rich Merritt was in attendance to introduce himself to Council as a candidate for County Commissioner. Village Administrator Sean Pickworth reported that the Coleman Court project is now advertised out to bid. He also reported that after lengthy repairs, both sanitation trucks are finally back in service. Also announced the spring cleanup dates for this year will be April 20th and 21st from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., April 22nd through the 26th from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then again on April 27th and 28th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'll have more details when we get closer to those dates. Parks Director Joe Thomas requested and Council approved hiring Tom Albright starting April 1st for seasonal maintenance at the parks. Joe also noted that the adult prom was a success again this year and thanked Brittany Rader for her hard work organizing the prom and all those who attended. Council took action this evening on 5 ordinances. They approved the second reading of Ordinance 2024-04, authorizing the farming contract for the village property around the reservoir. They also approved the third reading of Ordinance 2024-05, authorizing a reinstated contract for fire services with Clarksfield Township and declaring an emergency to allow the ordinance to take effect immediately. Council voted 5-1 to declare an emergency and approve Ordinance 2024-06, authorizing and directing the mayor and housing officer to approve the Community Reinvestment Act application submitted by Prime Metals and enter into a CRA agreement with Prime Metals for the expansion of their facility. They also approved the first reading of Ordinance 2024-08, an ordinance amending the Village Employee Handbook and providing for a $1 an hour wage increase for streets and sanitation employees who obtain the necessary state certification for mosquito spraying. This is due to new state regulations that require those spraying to be licensed pesticide applicators. And approved as an emergency, Ordinance 2024-09, amending the 2024 annual appropriations and authorizing the fiscal officer to transfer funds as needed for operations. This is a normal procedure to comply with governmental accounting regulations. And finally, Council approved the formation and membership of the New London Tax Incentive Review Committee. That committee will perform the annual reviews of tax abatements under the Community Reinvestment Act. Stick around. Up next, some dates to mark on your calendar. First off, for your calendars, this week marks the final week of the early bird discount for New London Little League signups. So if you're going to get the little ones in Little League, be sure to check out the New London Little League Facebook page for the link to the online signups. Also this week at the New London Public Library, on Wednesday they'll have chapter book story time from 3:30 to 4:30, and on Thursday there'll be a library card holder craft at 6 p.m. Contact the New London Public Library for additional information. And finally, mark your calendar, save the date. Preschool and kindergarten registration for the 2024 school year opens March 1st. Couple of reminders: students must be 3 years old by August 1st to enroll in preschool, and they must be 5 years old by August 1st to enroll in kindergarten. No early registrations will be accepted. Well, that's it for this edition of New London News and Events. Let me know if you like the more detailed council reporting. I'm your host, Steve. Don't forget, like, follow, and share, and thanks for watching.